Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm coming to you from the magic of the internet. Today I wanted to talk about a more serious subject. The subject is Nintendo and being bullied. The reason I bring this up is because I watched two videos, Boogie2988 and the Happy Console Gamer Rob, talking about their experiences of being bullied, and it made me think back to my childhood, and I went through a lot of that myself, so I figured I would share my experiences. Now, being bullied is a serious issue that affects people of all ages, and it comes in many different forms, such as attacking a person's self-esteem, making them feel worthless, and it can be even physical, cyberbullying. So there's a lot of different ways to bully somebody. Now, growing up in high school, and even before that, all the way from grade school all the way up, I was bullied. A lot of kids made fun of me because I was different than they were, taller, because I grew faster than they did, skinny, didn't have all the cool clothes that they had, and liked cartoons and role-playing games, and all those things factored in. And either way, I was a target. So, everything from being called all kinds of nicknames to throwing things at you, spitballs, and during class, and making you feel worthless. What else they do? They hit you, do different things to make you feel worthless, and a bunch of them group together and laugh at you. And, you know, it's not just one, it's like a group of bullies. At least in my school there was. And so it was probably like 4 or 5 doing it all at once to you. So it wasn't fun. So you would just basically, at least I did, try to stay in the shadows of sorts, hide from those kind of people, and go in between class and class, and then just go home and dread going to school the next day. So when I look back at those memories of all through school, it wasn't fun. I did have a great counselor, though, that helped me through those times, and it was Nintendo. My Nintendo Entertainment System, every time I'd go home for the day from school, I'd turn it on, play some Super Mario Brothers, some Legends of Zeldas, Duck Hunts, Commandos, Kung Fu. There's so many games over the years that I played on that system. So those would help me through the tough times and get me through the next day. And so that every day I'd go home and didn't want to meet up with the bullies, wanted to stay home and play Nintendo. So definitely have fond memories of my Nintendo. Not just because it had great games, but because it helped me through some tough times. Anyways, I'm going to tell a quick story what happened in 11th grade. The bully, he was a big kid. I was about 150 pounds, tall, lanky, skinny kid, and he was taller than I was too. Actually, he was a tall kid too. He was probably like 6'2", and 230 plus pounds. He was a big kid. And so either way, it was the first period of the day of school. He thought it was funny. I didn't see him. He walked by and stapled me in the leg with a stapler. And he's probably trying to get a reaction. He got one because I yelled that we're going to fight at lunch to him. And I was just saying out of anger. But you know how kids are. As soon as I said that, word spread that there was going to be a fight at lunchtime. And I didn't even know where the fight was going to be. Just suddenly all these kids said there was going to be a fight at lunchtime. So everything was basically planned for me. So I guess they wanted to see me get beat down. Who knows? But I was a very big underdog in this fight. And at lunchtime, we walked off campus because half the time, instead of playing role-playing games, we would sometimes go down to the 7-Eleven, get some Slurpees, and play the arcade games because they always had some cool arcade games at the 7-Elevens. So there was one about 10 minutes from the school. So on the hill on the way down to the 7-Eleven is where we were going to fight. And there was probably about 30 or 40 kids that showed up. They were all walking down together. And sure enough, the bully he drove up. He was in the back of a Toyota pickup truck. His friends were driving. He jumped out, and as soon as he jumped out, I was like thinking to myself, it's like, oh. It's like, I was thinking to myself, I got to win this or I'm going to be embarrassed. And I noticed after he jumped out, his brother jumped out, but his little brother, who was a freshman, he was holding a baseball bat, so I was really worried at first. But then I noticed he just kind of stayed back, so I guess he was just making sure that it was a fair fight or something. I don't know. So anyways, we circled each other, and, kids are chanting whatever. And it's the first swing, and it hits me really good in the side of the head. And I started to black out, but then my adrenaline kicked in. And suddenly I was like wide awake, and I realized that not only do I have to win this fight for me being embarrassed, if I don't win this fight, all these other kids who are just like me are going to continue to get picked on and maybe even worse. So we started circling each other again, and then he tried to go down to sweep me off my legs, I guess. So he went down for a sweep, and as he did, I punched him. And I mean, I'm so small compared to him, but either way, it knocked him off balance, and he fell on his back. And suddenly, that's when I knew that this is my only chance, and I started hitting him with everything I had. And as I did, he was trying to get up, but at the same time, he was trying to block all the punches, so he kept trying to crawl backwards, and block at the same time. And I was just throwing everything I had. It was like the movie The Christmas Story with Ralphie. If you ever seen that movie where he gets in a fight with that big bully. Very similar. So I was standing instead of on top of him. And I was standing sort of bent over, punching crazy, hitting him with everything I had, every other punch. And realistically, I must have hit him, thrown at least 30 to 40 punches. If it was an ultimate fighting match, it would have been over for sure. So either way, every other punch was getting in. Finally, he got like partially up, and then I hit him with a good one. And then he fell back and kind of hit the back of his head on the tailgate of the Toyota truck that he jumped out of. And suddenly then he jumped up on his feet. And then he ran for the back of the truck, and he jumped in. His brother jumped in. His friends jumped in, and they all drove off. And so everybody was cheering that, you kicked his butt. And everybody was shocked, and I was shocked. And after that fight, I went back to, I didn't brag about it. I didn't try to be the baddest person in town. I just went on doing the things that I like to do, continued on role-playing. Senior year came, I wasn't made fun of anymore. I wasn't cool, but I wasn't made fun of anymore, and people didn't mess with me because I got lucky and took out the biggest bully. And you should definitely never do that. That was just, you should definitely probably tell somebody and avoid the situation, but I was dealing it with my way, and that's what happened. That is why when I look back at school, there is no fond memories of having fun or things like that. It was just pure hell. I mean, not fun at all. The only fond memories I can think of school-wise is all of us at lunchtime, all of us non-cool people, hanging out, having a good time playing role-playing games, or hanging out doing chess, or going to the 7-Eleven, seeing what the newest arcade game was, or my childhood of me and all of the fond memories of my Nintendo Entertainment System, of not only enjoying the content that they gave us, but helping me cope with dealing with life in general as a kid growing up and being bullied. So, yeah, it was not fun. So, to this day, I still defend people who are being bullied and try to help them out, because each and every person doesn't deserve that. People don't even realize it nowadays, because they look at me and they say they can't believe I was just a skinny kid growing up, because now, I've done bodybuilding, indie pro wrestling, mixed martial arts. I've done all that stuff, but I didn't actually start doing those things till after I was in the Army after I got out of high school and joined the Army, and started learning to do those types of things and build self-confidence myself, because I got away from that environment. Anyways, I'm going to give a little bit of advice of what I know. I'm not an expert, but hopefully it helps somebody. I mean, I'll try my best to help. First thing is, don't react to somebody who's bullying you with being a bully yourself. Like, they're probably acting out of anger or something, and who knows, maybe they're being bullied in life, or something's going on in their life that's causing them to act out. So don't become them. Second, if it's verbal bullying, then just tell them, cut off their power. Tell them that you're not accepting them doing this, and tell them if it continues, you'll tell somebody. So then maybe they'll definitely stop. If you definitely know who the bullies are, I knew who they all were. I was a ninja at hiding from them, so basically avoid them. But it's hard when you're a kid in school. You can't really avoid them. You guys see each other in the hallways all the time and things. But do your best to avoid them, avoid situations. It sucks, but that's what I had to do. I mean, you couldn't go to certain areas because you knew the bullies were hanging out there, and you would have to walk a different way or something. So yeah, it sucks, but definitely avoid the situations by where they are. Definitely you have to deal with, depending on the situation of what kind of bully it is. If it's verbal, definitely cut off their power, and if they continue, tell somebody. If it's physical, definitely tell somebody. It's definitely not the best thing to do is fight the person like I did, because that chance of winning that fight is very slim. I mean, I won because of who knows why I won, but I won the fight. But it's definitely not. The chances of that happening is very slim. So definitely tell somebody. If it's cyberbullying, don't respond to them. Definitely don't respond to any things they say to you, emails or whatever. Save copies of it, and if it continues on, alert authorities of some sort. Let them know what's going on. Hey, this is this person's what he sent me. This is his email, and so on. So put a stop to that. Get help. Like I said, contact, if you're in school, parents, teachers, counselors, if you need help. Basically, keep talking about it, and buddy up with your friends, and like I did, hang out, and then if a group of you can talk to one bully if he's verbal. If it's physical, then get someone like a teacher or somebody. If you're older, family members and so on, friends, put a stop to it. And see, anything else I can think of? Well, talk to somebody about your problems. Definitely talk. That's one thing I'm not good at, so I just basically kept it to myself. And me and my Nintendo were talking. I was talking through my controller of every game I played. So find some kind of stress relief. Keep continuing to do the things you like to do. Don't let them change you. Don't let them make you keep continuing to be you. Don't let them try to make you them. It's ridiculous. You should be able to be yourself and enjoy the things you like to do. So don't change just because of the situation, and because they're making fun of you for something you do. So, and then if it's really bad and you're having problems, mental, physical problems, definitely seek professional help to help you through these problems. Lucky enough, I never got to that point. Just me and Nintendo. Nintendo kept me going. So that is all my advice. it sucked, like I said, growing up. I didn't enjoy those times, but not going to school and running into those people, but I had some fond memories of Nintendo at least, so something I can look back on and smile. And anyways, I'm going to let this video continue playing on. This is Cube Creator 3D. This is on the 3DS eShop game. Minecraft sort of clone game. Really fun, relaxing game. I like it. I like it a lot. So anyways, I hope you guys, this video helped you guys out. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. And as always, have a good one. I'll let this video play out till the end. Take care.